You're watching Gearz.
Hey, welcome to Gearz and part 2 of our look back at the past 100 episodes. Now, obviously, Gearz is well known as a how-to show. So last week, we spent time looking at the how-to aspect of the show and looking at some of the crazy projects that we've been building over the years. But another thing that makes this show unique are the test drives and the things that we do outside the shop. And there's no doubt we have been on some wild rides over the years as we have put vehicles through their paces and told the unique story about them. Take a look. There was the time we put our own spin on the Smokey and the Bandit legend. The proper Bandit launch is about 3,000 to 4,000 on the RPM. See there? See where we're sitting? Got your clutch down here, and you got your shifter, and you... Oh, yeah! Then there was the testing of some very unique military vehicles. And the carnage caused by driving those unique military vehicles.
I have no idea where we're going. I can't see squat out of this thing.
Since we're not ones to play favorites, we smoked the tires on everything from Vipers to station wagons. We had a lot of fun disturbing the peace.
Anything you'd like to tell the folks back home?
I'm gonna go disturb some peace.
Hello, sir.
And being taught how to be more peaceful.
So, I don't know. How many are back there?
Just to be crazy, we built our own V8 powered bar stool. All right, we have gas in the tank, coolant in the radiator. We've made one final check. Everything's ready to go, except where we're gonna sit. That is going to be a little rough. Fortunately, since we're using this low-profile air cleaner with a flat top, that allows us to mount the genuine cushion of a bar stool, making this officially a bar stool, and definitely the smallest thing that I have ever stuffed a V8 in. Now, the question is, does it run? Is it cool? Is it fast? What does it do? Or have we just created a very expensive piece of junk? Well, there's only one way to find out. And who could forget when we got to be Speed Racer for a day? Since gearheads love to fly, we got acrobatic in a vintage biplane. And got turned inside out with the Blue Angels.
All right, Stacey, you ready to roll? I'm ready to roll. That's awesome, man! Right at the backside again, we'll feel about 2.5 G's. But these restraints were tight.
A successful automotive project takes planning and organization, but instead of using an old tablet or notebook, there's the Gearz Project Planning Book. This unique workbook was designed to help you lay out a project, the parts, the tools, and the cost, so you can stay on track. It even has places to attach photos and document your progress to keep you motivated. And if you ever decide to sell the vehicle, it serves as a complete history of what's been done. If you're in the middle of an automotive project or thinking of starting one, the Gearz Project Planning Book is the best way to lay it out and make it happen.
Hey, we're back, and now we're going behind the scenes. Because obviously we couldn't do a show like this without a crew running the lights and the camera and the sound while I'm building and driving the cars. And my two main guys are Mark Ramey and Scott Van Orden, and of course, Domino. And sometimes you'll see these guys on camera when I need an extra set of hands on a project, even though they would prefer to stay behind the scenes. But it's always been my plan to keep the crew an integral part of Gearz, for better or for worse. You guys did great, man. That was awesome, man. So if your butt is wider than 17 inches, you're gonna have a problem fitting in this car. Hey. Hey, Domino, what are you doing? Now you know what to do about tires. I guess the question is, are they clean or are they dirty? You go ahead, take a big old whiff of that. You go ahead and smell that. They've been run over. All right? Yeah. Just ran over. Hunted down. Tossed around.
Now, you know what a bench seat was for, don't you? A guy and girl out on a date, guy sitting over here, girl's over there too far away, and whoa, there's a dog in the road. Whoa!
Now that's a good design. Very effective. And subjected to some extreme environments and situations.
Stop nose, come in, over. Stop nose, come in.
That is why you want to look before you start reaching into places. That is a huge spider. If my biology serves me right, that is a wolf spider, and they jump like crazy. And they'll bite the pee out of you. I don't know where the heck he went. But as demanding as the job is, we always find ways to have fun.
1, 2, 3.
No, it's
go.
1, 2, 3. No, it's 1, 2, and go. Okay. Is it?
3 is go.
Yeah, 3 is go. 1, 2, 3, and go. No, wait a minute. I said it different that time. It's 1, 2, go. Go on 3.
Okay, this thing's heavy.
I know it. Okay, are we all ready?
Yeah.
Okay, well, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Hey, somebody drop this?
Yeah, I think the dog licked it.
The great equalizer. I'm gonna kill you. And that's a good thing, because without them and Matt in the edit bay, there would be no way to bring these crazy stories and ideas of mine to life.
Are you gonna be able to keep up with me when I go by this time? Just do it faster this time, okay? If you blink, you'll miss me, man.
It's gotta be a duck whale.
Yeah, there's only one problem. It's raining.
Hey, this race is starting to get interesting.
Yeah, it is.
This is car 23. We got some reckless driving. We need some help out here. Holy flying feathers, Batman. What was that?
Yes, Robert, I believe we just hit a giant plastic chicken.
All right, men, here they come. Everybody get ready.
Oh, that's just great. It's like, hey man, it's your fault. What do you think you're doing?
There's no way you just did that!
I'm surrounded by idiots.
Hey, what's this?
Get out of my mouth.
That's not my. It's not my foot.
When Stacey David makes house calls in the big Gearz Nation truck, it makes for some pretty special moments. But if they can't come to your garage, the next best thing to do is check out the stuff they have online to help you out. Things like DVDs, wiring and build books, apparel and fender covers are just some of the things you'll find to help you with your project or make a great gift for that certain car nut in your life. If you're ready to get out there, build something, and then go smoke the tires on it, StaceyDavid.com can help you do that.
You know, one comment that we get a lot about the show is that Gearz is different than anything on the air. And we appreciate that. That's quite a compliment. And we try to achieve that by the projects that we do and the content that we put together and the stories that we do. But we also try to do it with the guests that we have on the show. And since I've always believed that cars and guitars go hand in hand, there's always a guitar or somebody that plays one dropping by the shop.
Yeah, I'm into Cadillacs. I guess my first Cadillac was a 1954 convertible with the Continental kit. And my very next car was a 59 convertible.
Cut a sapling and sharpen it and try to stab a fish.
Yeah.
He said, that's all right. I'll make it. I'll go to Europe and make it, and I'll send for you. 2.5 years later, he sent for me. And my first gig was Woodstock. He played the Star Spangled Band. And if you hear on the DVD, I played for the first 9 notes. And then I said, wait a minute, there's no one playing but me and him. And this was not rehearsed. So I had better lay out. And when I did, that was history.
Especially in the South, you never know which one of these tools is going to be more popular.
Smokey and the Bandit was a hoot.
Daddy, the top came on.
Jackie Gleason was just eating them alive.
Do you know who you're talking to? Sheriff Buford. Justice.
We're having fun yet.
But it's not just music, people, because gearheads are gearheads no matter what they do for a living. And over the years, we've been fortunate enough to be involved with some of the biggest names in the racing and entertainment world.
This is a sad story. Early in my career, I was involved in a photo shoot, and they convinced me to sit up here. Against my better judgment, I did.
It's Moby Duck.
Oh, good. Look at it. Is that really mine?
That's yours, man.
Like everybody on the race team had nicknames, and I was the only guy that didn't have one. And so that's the night they nicknamed me Smoke. I'm too fat to go to Formula One, I think. I don't think you could get all of me in a Formula One car, so Formula One's probably out.
You know, people are always looking for heroes, and a lot of times they come right out of comic books. I mean, there's Batman, Spider-Man, Superman, I mean, you name it. Fortunately, these guys here in these crazy costumes, they really don't exist. But that doesn't mean that there aren't some real-life heroes out there that aren't kind of similar. For example, this guy here, Iron Man. Is it possible that there's a real-life Iron Man? Yep, there is, and we're about to show him to you.
There's nothing like the Baja 1000 because it's an adventure out of this world.
Thank you. Thank you very much. This ain't right.
If you've got a cool project and would like to show millions of other gearheads what you're working on, you need to join Gearz Nation. This is a free, interactive online community of auto enthusiasts that will allow you to learn from, share with, and encourage others, and at the same time, show off your project. There are also premium memberships available for access to special merchandise and the entire Gearz catalog. If you're into mechanical things, you're welcome on Gearz Nation. And who knows, you might even see your project on TV. Now, quick tip, brought to you by E3 Spark Plugs, born to burn.
Have you ever noticed how some of your original body and fender bolts have a tapered tip with no threads on it? Well, that's to help prevent cross-threading when you're putting two panels together that don't align perfectly. The problem is, during a restoration, a lot of people get rid of their original hardware and get some stainless steel hardware. Then when they try to reassemble the car, they find that the bolts don't line up and they can't get them started. A lot of times you end up cross-threading a bolt. A simple way to prevent that is to take your hardware and then just grind a taper into the tip of the bolt. That way it can catch the threads just like your original hardware did, except now you're using the good stuff. This simple tip will save you tons of time in your final assembly. If you'd like to learn more tips to make your life easier in the shop, check out the tips page on the website.
And now, Parts Bin, brought to you by Heartthrob Exhaust, where technology and craftsmanship come together.
You know, most people realize the value of having an onboard air system on your truck or trailer. But sometimes if you're working on a job site or hunting or off-roading in the middle of nowhere, it'd be nice to have a portable air system to take with you. And that's where the power tank from Advanced Air Systems comes in, because they've got tanks that you can mount on your vehicle, available in different sizes, different colors, and they've also got all the bracketry and all the accessories that you're going to need to have a true portable air system on your vehicle. But these aren't just air tanks like you pick up at Walmart and fill with compressed air. No, these you fill with liquid CO2. When you open the valve, the CO2 converts from a liquid to a vapor, and you get tremendous energy from that conversion. That supplies up to 250 psi and a flow rate that'll run a 3/4 inch drive impact wrench, whether the tank is completely full or almost empty. This makes it about 5 times faster and more powerful than a typical 12-volt compressor. Now, I know you're wondering about safety, And that's the cool thing about liquid CO2. It doesn't build that power until it makes that conversion. So if you puncture one of these tanks, it's not going to explode and become a projectile like a high-pressure gas would. That's why you'll find the power tank in virtually every form of off-road racing, from Baja to rock crawling. If you want a true portable air system that you can take anywhere, you need a power tank. And the only place to get it is Advanced Air Systems.
And now, what are you working on? Brought to you by Carrera, Motorsports at Home.
Today's What Are You Working On comes from a young lady named Mercedes West, and she is from Cornish, New Hampshire. Now, she said when she was about 10 years old, her dad decided he was going to teach her how to build a car. Now, you would think with a name like Mercedes, they would have picked a Mercedes or a BMW or some other kind of European motor car. No, they didn't pick a Mercedes or this Trans Am in the picture. No, her dad had his eye on a 68 junk Olds 442. Take a look. Now, of course, the car needed everything, but they weren't in a hurry. So she said they started by completely stripping the car down and gutting the interior. And Mercedes actually did a lot of work on this car, as evidenced by this shot of her smoothing down the firewall and prepping it for the new engine. Now, she said that between herself and her dad and a lot of her friends, they fixed the floors, they smoothed down the body, and then they laid on a very slick black and red paint scheme. And then they finished it off with a new interior and a new drivetrain. Now, she said it took 8 years to finish all this work. And Mercedes said it's 8 years of a lot of blood, a lot of sweat, and a lot of surprises. Yeah, there's a bunch on a car like that. But she said the biggest surprise is when her dad handed her the keys as her high school graduation present. But he gave her strict orders to stay away from that local hot rodder in the black Buick Grand Sport. Mercedes, you are so busted. Now, for sending in such a great project, though, we hooked up with our buddies at Carrera, and we're going to give you a race car set so you can actually race that guy in the Grand Sport and not get arrested. Also, we're going to hook you up with a year's subscription of Hot Rod Magazine to keep those hot rod juices flowing. And we're going to give you one of our new electrical wiring books so you can know the ins and outs of the next project that you're going to do. Now, for the rest of you guys, if you want to get in on this, you got to go to Gearz Nation and submit your project, because we pull all of our What Are You Working Ons right from Gearz Nation. All right, that takes care of it for us today. Time for you to get out and start turning some wrenches. We'll see you next time.